It did not end Friday. President Trump attacked Ukrainian President Zelensky again today, this time for saying an end to the war with Russia is still, quote, very far away.
Mr. Trump, in a post on social media, called it the worst statement Zelensky could have made and said the U.S. will not put up with it for much longer.
The war, now more than 3 years old, has left 750,000 people dead or wounded.
That includes civilians and military. Imtiaz Tyab is in Kyiv tonight.
At just 26 years old, Dr. Ihor Pryntsypal is one of Ukraine's youngest orthopedic trauma specialists. He took us to an operating room where a Ukrainian soldier was having reconstructive surgery. This group of surgeons meticulously removed skin and other tissue from the soldier's back to rebuild part of his arm that was nearly severed while he fought against Russian forces on the battlefield.
This is the highest level of reconstruction.
Yep. And this is the best soldiers in this operation in Ukraine. It's real.
What we're seeing is one of the most complex reconstructive surgeries that these surgeons here perform. And it really is a race against time to help soldiers like this who have suffered life-changing injuries. Are you afraid Ukraine may lose America's support?
If we have it, we will be more strong. But today soldiers said that we know that we must save us.
Dr. Pryntsypal is also closely involved in the physical rehabilitation of wounded soldiers. Many of them told us they felt a deep sense of uncertainty as U.S. Ukrainian ties continued to unravel, including Alexei, a grandfather and volunteer soldier in his 50s. He was being treated for shrapnel wounds to his legs and hips from a Russian shelling. Alexei also suffered a battlefield injury to his arm a year ago and still went back to fight.
So you're going to keep fighting no matter what?
Of course, for the sake of my granddaughter, he said, we must protect ourselves to prove that Ukraine exists. A fight for Ukraine everyone we met here believes in.
What keeps you hopeful?
We understand that if we are together, we can fight with everything. And when our friends help us, we are better.
And Imtiaz Tyab joins us now from Kyiv. You have really extraordinary access there, Imtiaz. So what's the mood of the people there in Ukraine? Who are they counting as their friends nowadays?
Yeah, well, of the many Ukrainians we've been speaking to, from injured soldiers to politicians, they tell us they believe the U.S. and Ukraine are still friends, and that the connection between these two nations runs far deeper than any disagreement between two presidents. And, of course, following President Zelensky's visit to London this weekend, the quite literal warm embrace he received from European leaders, as well as promises of aid and security guarantees, well, that had many here feeling that Ukraine is not alone.